Hey guys, so this is probably really crappy footage and I'm really sorry. I was filming off my proper camera but the battery died and I'm pretty sure I have left it at mom's, so I know I haven't filmed in, well, pretty much other than one vlog this year, I haven't filmed at all. And I'll be honest, the reason for that is because I have been in a bad place. And I didn't realise I was in a bad place till I sat here for like 2 hours just going through my phone. Which I am not filming on. And yeah. My grandma has emailed me. I've been talking to friends and people and stuff, but I went completely off grid and I haven't spoke to anyone that I don't live with. So people I have to talk to, I've spoken to, but in general, I haven't spoke to anyone. And it's kind of sucky to realise that sometimes you kind of are alone. We're all suffering with this pandemic, and I think just three lockdowns in, it's starting to get to me. I'm wearing my oud because it's warm and it's fluffy and it's a big blanket and it brings me a little bit of comfort. But I have a few mental health videos on here, and I said in pretty much all of those that I would make mental health videos when I was comfortable. And I'm as comfortable as I'm gonna be about this subject, so yeah. It sucks to be in this position. It sucks to feel this low. It sucks to feel this anxious. It sucks to just be at all in this situation. So I guess a little bit of backstory because some of you might be new. I got diagnosed with depression 2 years ago. So, well, it would have been Christmas, November-ish time of 2018. And my dad, who does this so much better than I do. I think what makes this so much harder is knowing that my friends and family watch it. And I'm not ashamed that I'm sick. It's just hard because I don't know how to say this without upsetting these people. And I'm not saying it to make anyone feel guilty. It's just that I don't get to break. I'm back. This is so hard. It's not hard because I don't want to put myself out there. It's hard because, as I said, these people watch this. And I don't want to make anyone feel guilty. So, but it's true. I was 8. First time my parents, both of my parents, within a 6 to 8 month period, went on medication. They broke. And no one was there. It was us three. Always just us. Kind of lethargic. Not lethargic. It's kind of therapeutic. That's the word. It's really funny because I'm well versed in my vocabulary. My dad taught me words since I can remember, and he enjoys using long words to confuse people. But when I'm like this, when I'm feeling anxious and low, my brain gets really muddled and words don't come to me easily. And funny enough, that's something that I have in common with my dad. So that was the first sign for him that something was wrong 2 and a bit years ago. And then I wasn't getting out of bed easily. Obviously I was getting out of bed because I had my little brother to look after, but I wasn't getting out of bed with ease. It was taking me a long time, and I was getting really frustrated and upset easily. I wasn't talking to my group of friends as much as I should. And some of these habits are starting to crawl back in, and obviously sitting down scrolling through my phone has let me see that. Because I have been doing this since I was 8. And I'm not saying I was caring for my parents the whole time. So I guess to give a little insight, and I'm rambling at this point, I feel like, anyway, my dad has depression from an accident he had as a child. The depression comes from the fact he has a brain injury. And my mother has health issues that have led to her depression. Mine comes from the fact that I have extreme anxiety. General anxiety. So I have social anxiety, but I actually have general anxiety, which makes everything worse. And the depression has come from that. I wasn't aware that I was constantly anxious. That feeling like you can't breathe, you're gonna throw up. Your inside's gonna burst, your headaches, the constant migraines that I get. I didn't realize that was anxiety. I have had that for years, since I was tiny. And it just so happens that I kind of got to a point where I wasn't coping, and so I went on some medication, and surprisingly the first medication I tried worked. It took trying 2 different doses, but it worked. Everything was fine, and I took that for a really long time, and I didn't tell anyone. I went to my granddad's, I saw my grandma watched me pop the pill in my mouth and drink it, and I didn't say anything. I didn't tell anyone I was on this medication because they never asked Dad. Yes, Dad has been on medication on and off for a while, and no one ever seems to ask him if he's okay or if he's on medication, and so I guess I thought no one cared. No one wanted to know. So I didn't tell them, other than my dad. I think my mom knew. I didn't tell her, but I think my mom did know. I told my dad, because, I don't know, I tell him everything. It's a really sucky place to be, this headspace. I don't tell people because how I am, how I'm feeling, what's going through my head, because we're brought up in a society, in a family where we don't. I love my family, but we don't. I have no immediate family here other than my parents that live within 20 minutes. I'd never had family who lived within 20 minutes, ever. I have not had that childhood where the grandparent lives down the road or 20 minutes away and you see them every weekend. I didn't have that. And you think it's funny because when people say, well, you saw other kids have it, don't you hate that and miss that? You can't miss what you've never had. I saw my grandparents a couple of times a year, and that worked, I guess, for our family. Our family doesn't discuss how we feel mentally or emotionally, so yeah. And my dad's pretty good about it. Like, my dad is pretty good at being like, hey, it's a crap day for me today. Heads up. I might be snippy. But in general, we don't. Like, it's really funny because emailing, you'd think that would be easier, but it's not. Anyway, I thought this was the perfect time to show you how I deal with coming out of a funk. And that's, or an episode, whatever you want to call your depressive or anxiety episodes. I kind of jump between the two. I jump between calling them a funk and an episode. So I thought I would share just some of the things that I do, how to get rid of the funk, to try and boost me up. So funnily enough, this Udi is new. You saw it in the last video, which I will link up above and down below for you guys. And I've been home on my phone, which I'm filming with because I can't film on this, and just kind of going through TikTok and Facebook and just sort of reading and stuff. I read stuff on my phone because that's easier for me. I do have books I read here, but I think they're at Mum's End again. I did stop at the shop and pick up some things. 2 things I needed, 2 things I wanted. So I needed more shampoo, so I actually thought I would try the zero colorants, parabens and silicone cruelty free herbal essence citrus, and this is the uplifting volume shampoo. I don't need a conditioner right now, I only needed shampoo. Then I got this Body Milk Aloe for dry moisturizer, because I have run out of the one I was using after my bath. And then pretzels, because anyone who is me and, well, a girl and is due on and in an episode, funk, whichever. Yeah. This next, Aero peppermint eggs, and then I won't lie, massive bar of chocolate. Reusable bag. So I'm actually going to go up and shower. I have been talking to you guys for like 18 minutes. Some of that was a ramble. I don't know how much of that I will keep in. As you do know, I do try and keep these mental health vlogs as unedited as possible. But I might edit some of this just because I don't know how much of kind of blubber I can take of me putting on the internet. As for what I said, and I know, as I said before, friends and family, watch these. Please don't think I'm trying to make you feel bad. That is not my intention. The internet is a good way of putting stuff out there, and it's easier to put stuff out into the oblivion than talk to people you love because you feel a burden.